Hi Shani Fannies, welcome to Educating Shani. I'm Shani and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi Shani, hi! Welcome. If you're new, please subscribe to my channel. We're getting some new people in our community that are struggling with eating disorders that need an awesome community like ours to go to and talk to each other in the comments and become friends, become best friends and help each other and watch my videos that are, I always try to be as helpful as possible. So if you're struggling with anything, even if you don't have an eating disorder, any mental illness, any other issue at all, we just talk about all the hard stuff here because why not? Anyway, for those of you that are here for my decluttering series, I'm still doing that. So don't worry. I know I've been doing these reaction videos. I didn't expect this stuff to come up, but the next episode of the decluttering Shani will be up. It should be up by Tuesday. So look for it for that. But today I'm going to be reacting to The Return of Eugenia Cooney, The Real Truth, Full Story. And this is what is her name? I have not seen this yet. Jaclyn Glen. I don't know her. I've never seen her before. I will say that I'm gonna try my best to not be biased because obviously I know Eugene. Well, I don't know her in real life, but I know her and I've followed her and I've supported her for so long and I've cheered her on for so long and I'm so proud of her. But this girl, I don't even know who she is, and so I'm gonna try and be as open-minded as I can. I actually don't even know what's gonna happen. You guys just are bombarding me with comments and messages being like, respond to this, and I'm like, okay, I will. So I reacted to Shane's full video with Eugenia on my channel just yesterday, and I also reacted to her first video back by herself yesterday. So if you want to go check those out, I'll put them in the description below. So, okay, so let's get into this.
Your friends aren't doing anything, whatever, but I'm sure behind the scenes, I'm sure everybody was always reaching out and whatever.
There was almost some people that never really said anything to me before, but then later on were kind of bullying me into trying to make decisions for me.
There's a lot in that video that was untrue, and I feel very confused because this is very similar to a thing we had before where we had to make a choice between something that could possibly hurt Eugenia but thought it was for her best interests. And I think right now this video is gonna piss her off. I mean, she has right now a seemingly beautiful recovery story that I don't want to mess with. I don't want to make seem negative. I would love for everything in that video to have been the whole truth, so that it could truly be celebrated, but it was, I think,
wait, are they the friends that Eugenia was talking about? How do we know that that's who she was talking about, though? Unless she said that to their face, which I don't know if she would. I don't know, but and I don't know who these people are. I don't know who any of them are, but it's just cute that these two are just obviously there for moral support, and that's really sweet.
And I think potentially, I don't know if Shane knows the whole story, or maybe he does, but not the details potentially, and decided to go along with it because he thought it would help her. I think that he has her best interests at heart, but the video that he posted was so frustrating and hurtful to me, and I have stayed very silent for a long time for fear of her not getting treatment. It was communicated to me that if I ever talked about what actually happened, that there was a chance that as a result she'd be pulled out of treatment. So I never said anything because I was terrified. I had a Keemstar on the phone with me trying to get information, and I didn't know what to do. He was very understanding, and I appreciate that he didn't say anything because I felt like I was going to ruin that. Can you guys help me out? I don't know.
Who are these people?
This entire video feels, it's a beautiful story.
Okay, I have some thoughts right away. First, I want to say that I try to stay away from YouTube drama, but since this involves Eugenia Cooney, who has an eating disorder, and she's finally admitted she does, and my channel is all about eating disorders, I feel like I want to know about this. And also, I haven't finished. I should probably finish before I make all this commentary. But my first thought is, no matter how she got to where she is, that sucks. Like, whatever happened, I don't know what happened yet, but whatever did happen, at least she did get the help, and at least she is recovering. So I do think it's important to, so maybe whatever this is, I don't know if it should be, I don't know. Let's keep watching. I'm just saying that the result has come, has a good result has come from whatever she's been doing. So that's great. But obviously there's more, because I believe these people. By the way, that's the other thing. I believe them. I'm really good at reading, like, not necessarily body language, but like I'm really an empath, and if I look at a person and the way that they talk, like I will study their face and I'll try and like feel what they're feeling. And I can tell you that I think that all three of these people are being very genuine, being very, very scared, very shaky voices. Well, she has a shaky voice. I haven't heard the other ones. I just can tell that they really do care. So far, in my opinion, I'm not sure if it's right to, like, I don't know. I'm going to keep watching and then we'll go from there. But I totally believe them to begin with, because I don't know these people, so I think that they are being honest and genuine.
But I still feel fear very much for Eugenia. There's a lot more to the story and to the situation. They glossed over some things that are extremely important in Eugenia's real recovery. And I think that it's important that she, number one, knows that we care about her. We were discussed
so much
in this video as bullies and brought up as bad people, and we had probably the hardest time of our lives to help her. And we knew that it was risking our friendship to help her, and we had to
She's really
lie to her.
I had nightmares. I've lost sleep. Like, we have to explain what we did, but like doing what we did.
Okay, again, I should probably just keep watching, but this is commentary, so I'm going to try and do better commentary, because when I did it with Eugenia, people are like, well, you barely even commented, so anyway, I hope she'll tell us. How do we know that Eugenia was talking about them? I don't know. Like, how do we know that they are who Eugenia was calling bullies in her video? We don't know.
It took a lot out of me. I don't know where to start.
The situation her life has been manipulated for years, and it's currently still being manipulated right in front of everyone.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful story, right? Like, it looks like watching Shane's video, it's such like a happy
talking about her mom?
And we should be
and
happy.
it's completely covering all of the shit that is still there, I think, and could still be a problem, and there are puppet strings.
Sorry, I do have to say really quickly, I know that they're wanting them to show like the real side of her recovery and really what's going on, but this is such a sensitive thing when people come out of eating disorder recovery, especially to go back on camera. And I can see, I don't know this for sure, but I can picture Shane and Eugenia having a conversation and being like, listen, Shane, like, I am still very vulnerable. I'm still really sensitive. I'm still getting used to recovery and all that stuff. And the last thing I need coming back to YouTube is drama. So can we please keep this more about the positive stuff rather than the negative? That's my guess, but I don't know that for sure, but that's just my hunch.
Pulled that I like there. It's all
However,
out there now. I mean,
if what they're saying is true, that absolutely needs to be worked out. I don't know if YouTube is the right place to do it, but yeah, of course that needs to be worked out if that's true, but I'm just not sure if YouTube is the place to do it. But I don't know. I need to shut up and keep watching.
if there's a Shane Dawson video, right, everybody's gonna know at least enough to, I feel like, take the pressure off of me to keep my mouth shut. Like, I felt like I had people just like holding a gun at me, like, and saying, if you say anything, this and this could happen, and now it's gone and it's down, and I can be honest, and I feel like a dick because I had to lie, pretend like I didn't know what was going on. People constantly harassing me, thinking, wow, you're a shitty friend. All of us, like, you guys are shitty friends because you have this girl in front of you that you're doing nothing for. But we were doing everything, like, and one of the things that bothers me the most is that she said they seemed like they didn't care until they were bullies. I talked to her so many times, and she had the same response. So I'm fine. Everything's fine. Like,
I
there's
wonder
nothing to worry.
if she'll clarify if they're who she was talking about. I have a feeling she was not talking about them. I don't know. I don't see Eugenia doing that. I see her because I see her referring to bullies as just people online that are mean, like trolls. That's what I see her calling bullies. So unless she like called them out by name, which she didn't on the video, but maybe she did in person. I don't know.
About, and it was very similar to what you would see her reactions be in live streams. So people would ask her, are you okay? It was always, yeah, I'm fine.
And it was also the exact same communication that would happen whenever police would come to her house, which is a very real thing. And many people on the internet were calling the police. We were calling the police. And there's a lot of red tape on that, but when they would answer the door and they had a script and they would turn the police away, and this video with Shane is another example of a script and the police or Shane in this situation walking away feeling that that person is fine, and I don't know if that's the truth.
Hold up. Okay, that's awesome, by the way, that they're putting, if it's true, I'm not gonna speculate. If it's true what they're saying, that she's still in danger, then good for them for speaking up. However, I don't think it's fair to blame, like, especially Shane Dawson. Maybe I can see blaming the police and, like, letting them leave thinking that everything's fine. But don't blame Shane. He doesn't know. He doesn't know about that. Don't blame Shane for this. I'm telling you. Like, look, when things like that, when situations like that, I cannot tell you how many times teachers came to my house when I was a little girl, or police would come to my house and they would leave because my abuser was very manipulative and they believed them, and so they would just leave and go back. And so don't always blame, like, if the person doesn't really see what's going on, don't blame them, because sometimes if she's being manipulated still, and it sounds like she probably is, then that person, I'm sure, also manipulated Shane into words. It's been a long, hot day. I've been out in the heat a lot today, so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I know that, I know I've tried to talk to her before. I know you've tried to talk to her before. There's been many incidents where, I would either send a text, or I'm sure I asked her in person at some point, and we did it at Jesse's birthday party. Yeah, so we would get the same response, and it was difficult to see, like, someone that was so sweet, like, deteriorating in front of your eyes, and that there was nothing you could do about it because they wouldn't open up. And granted, I understand it's a very difficult thing to go through, and, like, I struggled with an eating disorder for years and still do. And to an extent, I understand how she feels, but we were basically, like, blocked out from her brain when we would ask if she was okay, and that was just her defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Whether she realized maybe she had a problem at the time, or she just didn't want to talk about it. But we tried a lot.
Just like with any other addiction, nobody's ever going to get better unless they want it. They have to want it at least a little bit. Even if she was forced to go into rehab by her mom or her aunt or whatever, for her to comply in rehab, then she has to want it a little bit at least. Like, nobody can get better unless they want it for themselves. It's just not going to happen. They might be able to fake it. They might be able to fake until... My point of this is that it's not up to the friends. Even if this were true, the friends can't fix her. Like, it's up to her what she decides, what she's going to do for treatment, and how dedicated she's going to be to it. That's her choice. And all we can do as friends to other people with eating disorders is encourage them. That's what we need to hear. Those of us with eating disorders, we don't need to hear drama like this. I'm sure they didn't mean this to be drama, but, like, she's in such a delicate place right now. If she really has just come out of rehab, and obviously she's, looking a lot more alive and very, very different from the last time we saw her, and I'm so proud of her for that. I just wish that these beautiful people wouldn't have, like, I just wish they wouldn't be blaming themselves. That like, I don't know, I'm getting the vibe that first of all they're angry because they felt threatened that they couldn't say anything, and then maybe they're also upset because they didn't say anything. I just think that either way, just remember, like, these people are really, really cool people. You can tell, and you can tell that they really care about her, and I think that's so sweet. But like, if one of you happens to be watching, there's no way you are. But if you are, just know that you are the sweetest. But the only thing that you can do as a friend is just encourage and build people up, instead of being like, well, you have to do this, or I'm not gonna be your friend, or please go get help, I'm worried sick about you, you're skinny, you're the blah blah blah. Like, just be like, hey, whatever you're struggling with, I believe in you, and I know you can get through it. So, and I'm here if you need a shoulder to cry on, but you can't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do.
And we were eventually forced to have to take drastic measures. And
How
that
were you
is
forced?
where I think she's referring to it as bullying. In our defense, it was purely with love, and it was purely to help save one of the most beautiful people we've ever met.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But what happened?
The Harley Davidson pass. We had. Do we tell the details?
Yeah.
I think we
Okay,
might have to.
Yeah, because
first
it's
of
not
all,
gonna make sense. Sorry, I'm
I
eating
don't
Reese's
know how to
Pieces.
feel about some of the things in the video, like, because I know Katie. I know Katie Morton. I've reached out to her. I have emails with her explaining the situation I was in with Eugenia because I wanted to help her. I tried calling the police. They kind of laughed at me on the phone. They're like, oh yeah, that YouTube girl, like, we've been there. There's nothing we can do. We're not mental health professionals. We can't take her. I called mental health professionals, and there was nothing they could do because they weren't law enforcement, and they could not forcibly enter a home without permission, which is not something that anyone in that household was going to give. So the only thing that I could do, and this was discussed with Katie in emails, so she knows who I am. She knows what we were planning on. So the video with Shane is confusing to me. That seemed to be missing. That no one, understood that, like, there were so many things going on that were toxic in that household that I explained.
I believe you, but that's not Shane's fault. I totally believe these people. I'm not kidding. And they seem very genuine and very caring, but like, that's not Shane's fault just because they didn't show that part. Look, I was like the biggest fan of Colleen and Josh, and when they announced they were getting divorced, I was so mad because, like, I didn't see it coming, because everything they showed, they chose to only show the happy, positive stuff, and so it was a little bit shocking when I heard that they were getting divorced. Like, it's the same thing. Like, people get to choose how they portray something on the internet, and I have a feeling that Eugenia was specific about that. That's just my gut, though. Either way, all this that you're saying is completely valid and very sweet, that you care about her so much that you did everything that you could. But I'm just saying that don't freak out if all the dark stuff and all the horrible stuff isn't being shown on camera. Some people just, and they have the right to not show that if they don't want to. It's the result that matters sometimes.
In detail, and it was just glossed over, like maybe they don't think it's a real problem, or they don't know the extent of what happened. But
I'm sure they do.
The conclusion
Maybe not.
was
I
that
don't
the
know.
only thing that I could do was if I had her out of her house and into my apartment or into some other area where the mental health professionals could come and talk to her, and that
that's
I would
sweet.
legally be able to let them into my own place.
That's sweet.
So we had been trying to hang out with Eugenia for a long time. It was very difficult to get a hold of her, to spend time with her. If people made videos about her online, or if there was drama surrounding her and negative attention was brought her way, she would become more hidden from the world. She wouldn't want to talk to people as much, and it was very difficult to get to hang out with her. So that's why, hidden from the world, she would... if people made videos about her online, or if there was drama surrounding her and negative attention was brought her way, she would become more hidden from the world. She wouldn't want to talk to people as much, and it was very difficult
Exactly, which is why...
to get to hang out with her. So that's why That's why in this situation we were trying to plan this thing, I was reaching out to people, begging people to stop bringing attention to her because it could have ruined everything.
Yeah.
We needed her to hang out with us.
And she wouldn't leave her house. And finally we got her to leave her house. It was the day after the Super Bowl. That's all I remember because we tried to get her to hang out on the Super Bowl and other days. It was the day after the Super Bowl. I did lie to her. I lied to her. We all kind of did. We pretended we were going to go to an escape room, which is a thing that we would regularly
Sometimes
do.
you have to. I
so
get
it
that.
seemed
That's
believable to
intervention.
her and her mom.
Specifically her mom.
Yeah. So I took screenshots of pretending that I had gotten tickets and things, and we had a group chat going, and I felt like an asshole. We all kind of did, being like, we're so excited to go to the escape room. And she came over, and we sat her down, and we talked to her, and it was pretty clear that she had no intention of getting any kind of help. Like, she said, maybe I'll go see a doctor in months from now.
Yeah, it was 3 months later she was going to be heading home to Connecticut, and she would be willing to see a doctor then.
You probably didn't have that
So
long
we
left,
had
though.
we had to arrange a lot of stuff in advance of this day. This is an intervention.
I mean, I get that, to be fair. She might have said, yeah, I'll go see a doctor in a few months, but as a friend, I honestly would have been like, I'm not sure if you have a few months left, so I have to do something. So I get it. I get the need to do what they did.
It was heart-wrenching, but what we had to do, we spoke with her, and she for the first time ever in her life admitted that there might have been a problem, and that in a few months she would see a doctor, but at this point,
Maybe.
she was honestly on the brink of death.
I just need to be quiet.
And
I tried the soft approach.
we tried everything.
It didn't work, and I felt desperate.
We also tried police to her house.
It wasn't your job,
we did it,
though. You
I
can't
didn't have
fix it.
anything else.
These people are so sweet. You can tell they just so badly wanted to fix it for her because they love her so much. But sadly, in these situations, you can't fix it. The only person that can is Eugenia.
I was scared, so we did an intervention, and the mental health professionals showed up.
So it was the Los Angeles Psychiatric Evaluation Team
It's a
showed up
PET,
at the house.
yeah.
And they came in and they interviewed her. They asked her questions.
We left the room for that part.
We left the room just for privacy of.
We wanted her to open up and be honest with them.
Yeah, because those are real questions that they have to ask,
That's good.
and personal.
So she could have. It was up to them at this point what happened to her. They could have walked away and said everything is fine, but they were really concerned. So they ended up deciding that they wanted to take her into care, and they ordered something called a 5150, and it's mandatory. They take you
Involuntary
without.
hold.
Yeah. At which point, she tried to.
This was the most traumatic situation I've ever been in my entire life.
I just want to point out one more time. How do we know this is true? I don't know these people. They seem genuine to me. They seem loving and kind. But they're also YouTubers, and I'm not sure what to believe because I don't know these people. Is this going to turn into they're only doing it because it's the biggest dramatic story right now, or are they genuine? And even if they are genuine, is this necessarily the right place to do it? Either way, bottom line, I think that they are very, very sweet people who genuinely care. But I'm just saying, I wish that they could give us proof or something, because right now we're just supposed to believe their words. So if they have some sort of proof, that would help. But either way, I do believe that they're being genuine. It would help them a lot in this situation, but I don't know if that's even necessary. I feel like this is going to cause a lot of drama for Eugenia, and it's going to make her recovery harder. So a little worried about that.
Once they decided that they were going to commit her legally, she was unable to leave. The police were on their way because she was on the phone with her mom, who was screaming at me, by the way.
Yeah.
She verbatim called me a fucking bitch for doing what I was doing.
How could a friend do this? I believe to her friends.
For real?
I mean,
If that's
I'm not
true,
sure
man.
on it. It was really messed up.
She called the cops on me and tried to have me arrested for kidnapping.
Correct.
So when Eugenia was trying to leave, we had 2 sets of cops show up. One.
Isn't she 24 years old? Hold on. How old is you? She's like 24, isn't she? Hold on. Hold up. She's 24 years old. Like, I understand the 5150 thing, but as far as her mom, like what is she gonna do? Ground her? Look, I'm not gonna sit here and talk bad about somebody that I don't know, but I have always gotten a weird feeling about her mom. But probably shouldn't have even said that, but that's just the truth. That's just how I feel at the moment, and that I have felt for
into care and one to arrest. She called the cops on me and tried to have me arrested for kidnapping.
Correct.
So when Eugenia was trying to leave, we had 2 sets of cops show up. One to take her into care and one to arrest me for kidnapping. Clearly, they talked it out, and it was obviously fine. But like, oh god, and then Edgar, like.
Okay, so there's a lot of a backstory with the
Who's
mom.
Edgar?
Eugenia
any of
is
these
an
people.
adult. She's, I believe, 24, 25 years old. She's never allowed to go anywhere. It's all completely manipulated by the mother. There's a driver, Edgar. Every hangout with friends is an orchestrated pickup and drop off by Edgar, who waits outside. And in this situation, when Eugenia called her mom, and her mom was furious, Edgar came into the apartment and was banging on the door.
He like followed me into my apartment. Because I had to go out and I had to tell the mental health professionals that she was trying to leave. And he like followed me into my apartment and was screaming at me. He started banging on all of my neighbors' doors until he finally got to mine and figured out where my apartment was. And he's like banging on the door. I was terrified. Like, this was a big guy. He was screaming.
These were not people looking out for Eugenia's best interest. These are people looking for some form of gain and manipulation in a way that this video, the Shane video that came out today, completely glosses over the real problems and makes us completely worried that she's not okay. The mom was discussed in this video as just going back and forth.
They were
I
always
did
together, so
notice
it's
that.
difficult to
I
imagine
did notice
a
that.
scenario in which her mother wasn't watching every move, but the lawyer
That
was
was
there.
literally the only thing that made me feel iffy, is when she said, yeah, my mom comes and goes and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I did feel that that was really iffy. Again, they don't proof of this. We're just going off their word, but it sounds like they're all very good friends with her. But I would love to hear Eugenia's side, because I'm sure that a lot of this wasn't necessarily like a miscommunication, but maybe just the way it was handled wasn't. I don't know. I should shut up till it's done.
Correct.
The lawyer was there the whole time. By the way, is also my lawyer, and has been. He texted me a couple days ago to give me an update after months. Like,
Can you
I
do
don't
that?
know. I don't
Legally?
I don't know how to feel.
Wait,
This
he
whole
texted
thing-
her about Eugenia? Or about her?
He texted me a couple days ago to give me an update after months. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
I don't know if that's legal. Is that legal to share other... That can't be legal. Because therapists aren't allowed to share people's cases with... Someone tell me in the comments, is that legal for them to share personal information like that with other clients?
This whole thing, to me, feels like they are taking someone like Shane, who clearly is good at shining a positive light on people who
That's true.
might not. I don't even know how to word this. I just feel like, yeah, Eugenia is a great person. I love her. I care about her. But the people surrounding her in her life, I feel like, are dangerous. And I think that they were aware of Shane's potential to cover their tracks and make this look like some kind of beautiful recovery story that everyone was in on and rooting for. And it couldn't be further from the truth. I had to fight them so hard to get her into care, and I'm now viewed as like a bully. We're bullies.
Like, I just want to know where they got that from. Why do they think that they are who she was referring to as bullies? She could have been referring to anybody, other friends, internet trolls, other family members. Like, we don't know exactly who she was talking about. So unless she like straight up told them, "Hey, you guys bullied me into this," I don't know. Something's not sitting right. Like, I believe what they're saying and how they feel, but I'm just wondering if they're reading too much into that and it's not really about them. I don't know.
The way her mom screamed at Jaclyn on the phone,
It was terrifying.
And that's horrible.
was the biggest red flag of somebody who was killing their daughter. It was fucked up. No mother should fight a daughter failing a psychiatric evaluation.
If that
and
is true,
needing to
that
be
is
taken
fucked
into
up.
care.
Sorry.
That
I just don't know how.
My mom would be like, "Oh, thank you for caring so much to get my daughter help so she doesn't die tomorrow." Like,
I would let it get that far without doing something myself.
she hadn't been to a doctor in 5 years.
How does that happen?
5 years.
depression.
Anyways, this video is really hard to make, and the Shane video, it gives us a whirlwind of emotions, and we all instantly spoke with each other and realized we were all feeling the same stress.
We were there for the intervention. I mean, it was the four of us. It was, and Frank, and we had to like, to even get to the point of wanting to sit down and have something so serious happen with someone that you care about is hard. Like, yes, it was the right thing to do, but deciding to do that, like, we knew, like, that was the end of our friendship with her, and we had to make that choice.
It was
That
basically
happens.
watch her deteriorate and possibly not make it to be able to get help, or ruin a friendship and eventually see her do better.
But this is what I'm saying. As long as she's gotten the help, why are they like? What you wanted happened. She got the help. She's getting healthier. She's getting better. So no matter how it happened, I get that there are frustrating things going on, but those need to be dealt with those people behind the scenes. I don't understand how bringing it here is going to help her at all. This is going to put more tension and drama on her. Like, I completely agree with these people. If everything that they're saying is true, holy shit, I would do everything they did, probably, even though I know that's not the right way to do it. But for some people need it that way. But like, I get it. I get why they're doing it. I'm just saying, like, is this the place to, because they know she's going to see this video, so is that going to put more stress on her? And what if her mom, like, comes after her even more after her mom sees this video and then takes it out on Eugenia, if that's what's happening? I don't know. I just don't see how this is beneficial to Eugenia, where she's still in such a delicate place in recovery, and recovery takes a long time, especially for somebody her size. And her case is one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. And there's another girl that I watch, Rachel's Road to Recovery on YouTube. She was on Dr. Phil, and she was even worse off than Eugenia. And I've followed her recovery over the past few years, and it's taken a long time. She's still severely underweight. Like, you can't just gain weight overnight or get healthy or whatever. You can't just do it overnight, especially when you're that thin to begin with. So I'm just saying that this might not have been the right time to do this. Maybe you could wait till she's a little bit more recovered. But I see why you're doing this. I'm just telling that, like, maybe I don't know. I'll shut up.
And it's difficult because it's like, well, you know this person's gonna hate you, and I understand, like, she feels betrayed and hurt, and like seeing her.
So just accept it, like, and move on.
Walk
I mean, it
away
sucks.
and say,
like, yeah, she's probably pissed at them, honestly. And so if you happen to be watching, any of you three cuties here, just honestly, you knew the risk. You knew that this could risk your friendship, and now it has, right? The friendship sounds like it's out the door. If you really think she's in danger, that's different, but it doesn't sound like, is that what they're trying to say? Maybe I should just shut up and finish.
she felt so hurt and like didn't understand really why we were doing it that way. Like, I have like nightmares. it's so sad to see someone so hurt and so far gone that was like the only option we thought that we had.
Yeah.
We had looked for months trying to figure out what to do, and especially you, Jaclyn, did
And that's
a
very
lot
sweet.
of the research and looked into a lot and worked really hard to find a solution to help our friend.
That's sweet.
It was hard because when we would reach out and she would shut down, what else are you supposed to say to someone? You can't force it out of them. And what we did was, I mean,
It's the only option.
it's the only thing that we thought that we could do.
We were also fearful that if we were too in her face about it before, that her mom would not have let her continue to hang out with us.
Yes.
And I was terrified of that. Like, and I was walking a fine line
Is that true?
the entire time.
Eggshells.
Yeah. So at that point, we decided to do the intervention and understand that it would hurt her and that we would have to watch her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
This video feels very much like the struggle of knowing that we're going to have to hurt her for her best interest. And
I know she's going to be pissed, and I maybe other people will
Yeah, she will be.
be pissed too. I never know what to expect.
I hope she's
All I
recovering.
know
Let
is
her be
that I'm
pissed.
doing what I think is right and not.
If this is all true, then you did the right thing. You did the best you could do. So just let her go. Someday she'll see this. She probably already sees it, but doesn't want to admit. If this is all true. And someday she could come to you and be like, you know what? I'm sorry I hated you for years after what you did, but looking back, you saved my life, so thank you. So honestly, like, just accept that she might hate you right now. I don't think she hates anyone. I think she's too sweet to hate anyone. But you know what I mean? Like, if you're feeling like she doesn't want to be your friend or she doesn't want to be near you, then just be like, you know what? We knew this would happen. That was the risk we took, and now it's proving to be true. And so now all we can do is sit back and pray for her if you pray. If not, then send her good thoughts and wishes and just encourage her and just think of her and stuff like that. And then someday she will come around, because someday when she's fully recovered, she'll look back on her recovery and she'll be like, what was that first step in my recovery? Oh, it was the intervention that 3 of my best friends did for me. And even though I hated them for it, and then I hated them for years after, looking back, they actually saved my life. So that could happen. I'm just saying, like, I don't even know if this is true, but if it is, just I know it's not that easy to, like, just move on, but as far as you guys are concerned, like, just move on. I understand that you're worried that she might still be in danger. That's different. But as far as you being her friend, I wouldn't count on that happening right now if everything they're saying is true. And if you're the ones that she's referring to, if that's true. We really don't know who she was referring to.
Not letting a lie persist that this was something that was
Decided on.
or even supported by her family. Like, it wasn't. I had to fight them,
Yeah, and that's stupid.
and she's still with them. And this Shane Dawson show, or the video, it paints them in a very positive light, and that is scary to me because I know what it's really like, and
that's just all they're
she's
showing.
still there.
It just is concerning that she's that old. She's an adult. And there's really, from our knowledge, been no or not much of an effort for her to have gone to get help. And as an adult, you can't assign someone into a inpatient facility, a hospital. You can't force them to do anything, which is why the 5150 was necessary. It's just like
It's a tough situation. We're feeling all conflicting emotions. And
because it's not like we're not angry. Like, it's not like we don't want to make anyone upset or mad. This is more so just us explaining sort of a backstory almost, and like,
Okay,
the
hold
real
on.
truth.
Here's the thing with that. it sounds more like they're trying to prove their side than to actually, because they're saying that they're worried about her, that she's still being abused, bad things are happening. But to be honest, like 80% of this video is them trying to prove their side, and that's not going to help her well-being at all. And that's certainly not going to help if she really is in a dangerous situation with her mom. That's not going to help at all. It's going to make things worse. So just, I believe that they feel both ways, but it feels like 80% of this video so far has been, and I swear to you, I'm not trying to be biased here. Like, I'm really trying to be fair and listen to them and hear them out. I'm just saying that I think the real issue is if that's true with her and her mom, if she's being abused or controlled or whatever. But I also don't think it necessarily has to be online. I mean, I feel like it's her decision what part of her story goes online, and I have a feeling that she wanted it to stay positive until she's fully recovered so that she wouldn't have to deal with any drama.
What we
Yeah, I'm so scared.
like do
So this could it's important that she gets out of a dangerous situation.
I want her to
Yeah.
I want to have a real story to be
Told.
not told. I want a real recovery story. And if she is truly, I know that she spent time after she was released. She did have the choice to leave, and it was continued, which is amazing. But this was after, like, I'm sure doctors and psychologists had to tell her, like, this is your blood work. You're in a dangerous area right now, and this is, I don't know that it was maybe explained like that before. So I'm so thankful that it continued, and I hope she's really in a better place. But I know that there are a lot of things that it might point to not being the case.
And the real truth is important to get out there. I mean, even to help other people, it's not as pretty as it was painted.
Sometimes people don't just decide to get help after that much time doing what you're doing, being around people telling you that you're fine.
She did not decide that.
She didn't decide.
She fought for it.
As friends, we had to do something so uncomfortable and traumatic and force her to do this. And I don't regret it, and I'm not sorry. I don't care if I'm viewed as a bully. And I think people should know that you might have to do that in your life, and you might have to risk a friendship, and you might have to be painted as the bad guy. But
And it happens.
do it.
I mean, I've personally been 5150'd, if that's what you want to call it, when I was younger. Similar things. And looking back on it now, years ago, I hated my family for doing that. I didn't want anything to do with them because I felt betrayed.
Yeah.
I felt like the trust that I may have had for them, whether they approached me in a different manner, was gone. But if that hadn't been done, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So it's like you have to make difficult decisions. I can't even talk. Sometimes for the better good of someone. And if you disagree with what we did, that's your opinion. But if you were in our situation and it was a friend, not just someone you follow online that you have, hung out with, and
I think what you did is great. I think that that's very brave, and we don't know what it's like for her behind the scenes, and you guys do. You're her best friend, so that's awesome, and that is very brave of you, and I'm very, very proud of you for trying to do something. So that's good. I'm just saying, like, as you just said, like, you can't get better unless you want it, and she could have gone into treatment and just faked her way through it. So many people do it. I know that that's what I would do if I went inpatient. I would fake my way through it and follow the rules so that I could get out sooner. Like, Ed, which is eating disorder, I call him Ed, is the most manipulative person in the world, way more than her mom is, way more than any doctors or bullies online, or bullies. If she's calling you a bully, trust me, Ed is a bigger bully. So the fact that she's at least willing to even, like, open up conversation about it, take it for what it is. It's okay if she doesn't want to get down to the nitty-gritty yet, or to share that part of her life. She doesn't owe the internet that part of her life. And you guys if you care about my opinion, I would say to try and work this out privately, because this stuff is just going to make her recovery really hard.
You care about deeply. What would you have
But they're
done?
so
Just sit
sweet.
and done nothing?
Yeah.
Like,
So
we
you
couldn't
take her in.
anymore
It's okay.
because we just kept seeing her get thinner and we were scared. Like, what else could we have done?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good for you,
I
then.
don't know what else to say. I think that's it. I don't know. I want her to be happy. I want her to recover. I want her to be healthy. I feel horrible that we hurt her so much. But I'd rather her be alive
Yeah. And mad.
hate me and not.
Yeah. Same.
We love you, Eugenia.
Okay, there's another really short one. Whoops. Oh, just spilled everywhere. Just spilled my Reese's Pieces. Okay, let's watch the other one that's like 3 minutes long. Let's see. Well, I've been trying to get my commentary throughout because I will forget my commentary if I don't, and so, yeah, but. The Return of Eugenia Cooney, The Real Truth. Is this the same video? No, it's different.
Alright, apparently our last video was too long. I just got off the phone with Keemstar and his advice was make a short video, so we're gonna make a short video. I feel like the most important messages in the last one were not heard. Our point in making that video was to explain that Eugenia's mom is a dangerous person. She fought us on trying to get her help every single step of the way. We had to trick Eugenia into coming to my place so that we could help her. Her mom yelled at me, screamed at me, tried to call the cops on me to have me arrested for kidnapping. Her mom is somebody who is manipulative, and I do believe that this collaboration with Shane Dawson was something that was intentionally done because Shane is somebody who has the ability with his success to paint someone as the most amazing person in the world or a complete sociopath. He holds a lot of power in his audience, and that is something that I am sure was recognized and used. And I didn't feel comfortable with the narrative going out the way it was. And I love Eugenia. I care about her. I want her to have a happy recovery. I do want it to be about her. And the thing is if I knew that she truly was recovered and in a great place, I would have said nothing. But I 100% do not believe that is the case, and she's still living with someone who puts her at extreme risk of relapse. She's still under control. Everything is still being decided for her, and she's being very manipulated. And I do know that her in the video saying that we were bullying her was about us, because the sentence was bullying her and forcing her to get help. We are the ones that forced her to get help by tricking her, having an intervention, and calling mental health professionals that had her committed. She also used a lot of the same verbiage to us when we were meeting with her, saying, why didn't you guys ever express this to me more strongly before? She did say that it seemed like we didn't care before, but that we tried. We were very delicately trying to bring things up because we were fearful that her mother would never let her hang out with us again. So that is the truth. I am sorry for the video being as long as it was. I will link it below if people are curious. Sorry I talked the whole time, but
No, it was very eloquent.
y'all were there with me during the intervention. We went through this together, and I would not make this video if I didn't believe she were. I just think she's still in danger, and I think that the beautiful video that Shane posted that seems positive is untrue in its entirety. And ultimately, whenever you're facing something, to hide from reality and to paint a picture that's untrue is only going to put her in more danger, in a position with her mother where the public now views everything is fine and taken care of, and that she's fine now. And I don't think that
Well, this
she's fine.
puts her in danger
I
too,
don't think
then.
she's fine.
I think you said it perfectly.
I'm sure she's not fine. Takes
Sorry,
a while
guys.
to be fine after that. Well, I think they're very, 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 very sweet people, and that they just care. I'm trying to do. I guess I'll just say I don't know these people. I think they're genuine. I think they love her. I think they did what they were supposed to do, or what they could do, last resort. So that's awesome. And some people just need that, and they did it. And again, I stand by what I just said, that someday she's going to look back, and if everything that they're saying is true, she's going to come back to them and be like, thank you for doing what you did. Even if it comes to her mom, even if it comes to possibly getting her mom out of her life if needed. I don't know. We don't know. This is such a hard situation. I guess I don't understand the point of putting that on the internet, because again, that's just going to cause more trouble for Eugenia. All I can feel right now is that she's like this sensitive little flower right now that is still trying to fully bloom, and needs to be handled delicately, and watered, and nourished and stuff. Like she's far from that, and so she's got a long way to go in her recovery. And I just think that when she finally comes back, and yeah, Shane focused on the positive stuff, but that's probably because she asked him to, because you could even tell when she would talk about, like, in her coming back video alone, how she was saying something about how, yeah, and then I went, and it's kind of still hard to talk about, so blah blah blah. She would have told us if it was easy to talk about. It's not yet. She can't even state out loud what eating disorder she has. Like, the fact that she just said she had an eating disorder is a huge step, because before she'd been denying it for years. So it's like, you got to give her some time and space. And I understand why you guys did this, and I'm proud of you for doing what you did for her. I'm just saying that I don't know if putting a video, I don't know. Maybe it will help her. I don't know. Maybe that could help her somehow get help and get out of that situation, if that's even true. That's the thing. I wish I knew these people better, so I could know if I can, like, count. I don't even know them. Like, are they honest people? I don't know. I think they're genuine. I think they're very thoughtful and sweet, but I also think that here's the thing. Even if Eugenia was talking about them when she referred to them as bullies, again, you knew that might happen. Like, you knew that she might hate you or get mad at you or do all kinds of whatever, might want to cut you out of her life, whatever. And so you knew that would happen. So now it's happening, if it's true. And you just got to be like, okay, we knew this would happen, but as long as she's getting the help, as long as she's okay, then we're okay. Like, I know it's hard to feel like you're the bad guy on the internet right now, and that everyone's going to think you're a bully and stuff, but I don't think you're a bully. Anybody who has a good state of mind isn't going to think you're a bully. They're going to applaud you for what you did, for trying to help. But you've got to let go of that, and not freak out about proving, like, that you were right, or that you're not a bully or whatever, because if anyone actually believes that you're a bully, then that's on them, not you. And I know that's easier said than done, but I don't know. And with Eugenia, again, she's probably just angry, if that's even true. I really don't. I'm still a little bit skeptical to, like, fully believe that that's even who she was talking about, because I don't see her doing that. I don't know. Because, like, she gets bullied online every day. And she did talk about that, and she did talk about many times how people have bullied her for years for her weight. So I think that's important to remember too. Man, what a tough situation. I just feel bad for her, and I feel bad for these people, and I feel bad for Shane, and I feel bad for every single person in this situation, even her mom. Because